I'm proud of our fight, the toughness that we showed, our ability to stay together. Our bench was really engaged in every timeout and in every huddle. We were all engaged.
6 records fell like dominoes, but Caitlin Clark missed rewriting history by 1 point. Her performance against the Atlanta Dream was spellbinding. The final score read 91-90, a loss, but something bigger was unfolding. That night, history trembled, and the future of basketball shifted forever.
Dug themselves into an early hole here. Clark looking to get going. Oh, that's a deep three!
Clark's showdown with Atlanta was pure adrenaline. Controversial whistles, explosive stats, and a boyfriend sounding off on Twitter. But then, she torched. Records that legends needed lifetimes to reach. One milestone dethroned Sabrina Ionescu. Another? Courtney Vandersloot's 394-game feat. Clark hit it in 42. Unbelievable. If you still believe in Caitlin and the Fever's fire, drop a Fever Champs in the comments. This ride is far from over.
Yes, this stinks. We want to win this game. But, I think this is great for her team. A little adversity. How are we going to respond? How are we going to come in here tomorrow morning and watch the film and learn and get on the court and get better? And like I said, that's why this league is so great. You have a couple days and then you get right back to it. You find a way to respond. We have a chance to go there and play them, actually. So it's even better, I guess. We can, get a little redemption if we go down there and play.
Imagine delivering one of the most electrifying performances in WNBA history, only to fall short. That was Caitlin Clark's fate in a gut-wrenching 91-90 loss to Atlanta. One single point separated triumph from heartbreak. She made history, yet couldn't rewrite the outcome. And that stings.
Honestly, I give my team a lot of credit, my teammates a lot of credit. We never gave up. We fought. We were right there. We found a way to get back in it. When things didn't seem very good for this group, at least we stayed together and we kept fighting, and that's a positive.
The ending felt cinematic. With 9.7 seconds left and Indiana down 1, Clark inbounded to Natasha Howard. Aaliyah Boston was the target, but Atlanta shut her down. Howard took the shot. Nia Coffey soared for the block. Howard grabbed it again. Another chance. Another heartbreak. The ball spun. Missed. The clock bled out. A single moment, a single misfire, decided it all. That's how fast glory slips. Through your fingers.
They shot 32 free throws. It's a lot of free throws. Going to be difficult to win a lot of games when we foul people that much and put them at the line that much. It's tough. They made 25 out of 32. We still went to the line 26 times, missed 10. So that's the game really right there. It obviously doesn't come down to that, but, it's just a little thing.
Free throws. Hard to win when you foul that much. Give them all those free points. It's tough. They made 25 of 32. And we had 26 but missed 10. So yeah, that's really it. Doesn't all come down to that, but the little things. 10 missed free throws silently stole the Fever's win. Just 16 for 26. Howard went 0 for 4 in the fourth alone. Boston missed another late. 1-point game. Each miss, a dagger. Yet Indiana refused to fold, wiping out double-digit leads more than once. They bled hard. But defense faltered. Atlanta exploded with 31 in the first, 32 in the third. Indiana only held them to 13 and 15 in the second and fourth. That whiplash on defense proved fatal. And coach Stephanie White, she didn't sugarcoat the truth. Those lapses cost them dearly.
I didn't think we were disruptive at all. I felt like we let them move the ball wherever they wanted to. We had a lot of breakdowns in our coverages. We weren't really helping one another out. We played like 5 individuals defensively at times instead of collectively as a unit. And good teams take advantage of that. Atlanta was really good at getting downhill. They knocked down some tough shots, but when you dig yourself a hole, it makes it really difficult to use all your energy to come back.
The Dream's defensive scheme didn't shut Clark down, but it slowed her just enough. They blanketed her with pressure, switching, defenders stretching her patience. Every possession felt like a trap. Coach Carl Smesko admitted the strategy. We wanted to keep it away from certain players, especially Clark. The goal? Force them into taking shots they didn't want.
What was the plan defensively for the Fever's last possession of the game?
There was we just put a lineup up there that we thought could match up. We were gonna, if we needed to, we'd switch if we got hung up on anything. We try to keep it out of some people's hands, and we were just hoping to take a tough shot. And they probably got a shot that they felt good about, but we played really good defense on the shot. We, didn't foul and made it tough.
In the paint, Indiana was outmuscled. Brittany Griner and Cheyenne Parker-Tyus, aka Bonna Jones, imposed their will, combining for a thunderous 40 points and 21 rebounds. Rhyne Howard added 20 more, burying 4 threes to shut the door on any Fever comeback. Indiana's youth showed. Their defensive chemistry still raw. Rotations collapsed. Help was late. Players hesitated. These breakdowns come from inexperience, not effort. But as we'll soon explore, this loss hurts even more because of something beyond their control: the officiating. Fans were furious. So was Caitlin Clark. And when whistles, or lack of them, start influencing outcomes, you know something deeper is at play. And that's where things get messy.
Boston continues to show her frustration. It really started.
Picture this. You shatter records, pour your soul into every play, only to watch missed calls reshape the game. That's what unfolded in Atlanta. Clark's face said it all: anger, disbelief, heartbreak. The officiating? Chaotic. Coach Stephanie White had to burn both challenges in the first half. Yes, both. Before halftime. That's unheard of. She called them point-blank missed calls. One challenge went to waste on a glaringly obvious out-of-bounds play. The ref missed it. Everyone saw it, except the crew. And when that kind of error stacks against you, frustration becomes inevitable. Clark's patience was running out.
How disruptive were that first half, the choppy waters, the stoppages like Caitlin was talking about, and you guys never really were able to get in the pace like you've been talking about?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. It's every coach's frustration when you have to use challenges on out-of-bounds plays. I mean, it is what it is. But for teams to win 3 challenges in the first half, I don't know that I've ever seen that either.
Clark's composure was cracking. Possession after possession, she drove into contact. No call. Her arms flailed in disbelief. Her face twisted in frustration. Every silent whistle felt like betrayal. She bit her tongue with the refs, but her eyes said it all. She wasn't just playing the dream. She was battling the officiating too. And that unspoken tension, it changed everything.
The first half seemed pretty choppy with, the amount of fouls, the challenges. Just how did that affect you as the point guard and just the team's pace as a whole?
Yeah, I mean, to me, challenges cannot take that long. It ruins the flow of the game. I get it. It's early in the year. The refs want to make the right call. We can't sit there for 2.5, 3 minutes and on an obvious hit out of bounds off of them and still not know the call. I get it. There's things to look at. There's the clock. There's is the ball going to be taken out. But that's not the only reason the flow of the game was ruined. But we're just standing there. We're waiting and we're waiting and we're waiting. And then obviously, like I said, a lot of free throws shot between both teams tonight. That makes the game more choppy when there's a lot of fouls.
The controversy erupted off the court too. Clark's boyfriend, Connor McCaffrey, fired off a tweet that instantly exploded. Good to see the W refs in mid-season form. It spread like wildfire. Thousands of retweets in hours. Fans, analysts, players, they all chimed in. The video receipts? Brutal. Clip after clip showed Clark absorbing hit after hit with no call. One glaring moment? She was clearly bumped on a 3-point attempt. Contact all through the release. Yet silence followed. No whistle. No justice. And as the footage kept circulating, it painted a harsh truth. Caitlin Clark didn't just face defenders. She faced a wall of silence.
And Coach White is put in a position to have to use both her challenges in the first half on calls that were pretty point blank, and then we're left with none there in the second half, which, you know, you can pick and choose. Maybe you save them, maybe you don't, but still, like, every single possession matters. But like I said, it doesn't come down to that. You know, no matter what, if it's a choppy game, we got to find a way to find our flow a little bit better, especially to start the game and start the second half, for sure.
Those missed calls didn't just rob Indiana of free throws, they completely derailed the offense. The flow broke down. Momentum disappeared. Possessions turned chaotic. Caitlin Clark didn't sugarcoat it post-game. She said the team struggled to find any rhythm thanks to the officiating. It was painfully obvious. One commentator called the ref's performance terrible. Another, hilarious, in the worst way. The question now is this: will the WNBA finally respond? Because Clark is shining a spotlight on the league like never before. And these kinds of games can't be ignored. A one-point loss, marred by such blatantly bad calls, demands serious attention. But buried inside all that frustration, something extraordinary happened. In the middle of chaos, Clark delivered a performance for the ages, one that will be talked about for years. And it didn't just make headlines, it made history.
Second chance opportunity. Clark fire away and knocks down a three. That is just that signature Caitlin Clark shot. She will launch. Oh, yes!
Don't let the final score fool you. This was a win for the history books. In one unforgettable night, Caitlin Clark didn't just break records, she demolished them. 6 records gone, 2 new milestones claimed. This wasn't just elite basketball. This was a performance that transcended stats and silenced doubters. Clark didn't just play well, she redefined what greatness looks like.
There's that drag screen.
Bounce it for Boston. Boston lays it in. It's a 2-point game.
They haven't had much of that tonight.
Here's a stat that'll leave you speechless. Clark just tied Courtney Vandersloot's all-time WNBA record with 10 games of 20-plus points and 10-plus assists. But here's the jaw-dropper. Vandersloot did it in 394 games. Clark, she's done it in just 42. That's not a misprint. 42. Clark is achieving in one season what took a legend her whole career. She's rewriting WNBA history, and we're only getting started.
Different times during the game, situational defense will be better because they have all those things. I think that's a combination of why they're going to have a much better defensive effort.
There's Clark with a beautiful find inside to Aaliyah Boston.
Clark didn't stop there. She's now the fastest player in WNBA history to notch 350 assists, hitting the milestone in just 42 games. The previous record? Ticha Penicheiro reached it in 47 back in 1999. For perspective, Sue Bird and Teresa Weatherspoon each needed 56. And remember Sabrina Ionescu's record for most 25-point 10-assist games in a season? Clark just broke it, 6 such games already. Ionescu needed 5 seasons to reach 5. Clark needed 2 years. And she's the first ever to open a season with back-to-back games of 20-plus points and 10-plus assists. That's never happened. Most players spend years hoping for one game like that. Clark opened the season with 2. What she's doing isn't just rare, it's unprecedented. She's outpacing icons, outclassing peers, and doing things nobody has ever done before. This isn't just a sophomore surge, it's a takeover. And the numbers? They're just getting more ridiculous by the game.
Thing they're trying to speak into existence is 6 or 7 players averaging double figures. They believe it.
Backdoor pass there from Clark to Kelsey Mitchell.
The last season and into this year. Such a great backdoor cut.
Clark's brilliance lies in her range, both in skill and impact. She's the only WNBA player ever with multiple games of 25-plus points, 10-plus assists, 5-plus rebounds, and 5 made threes. No one else has done that more than once. Clark? She's done it multiple times, just 42 games in. Against the Dream, she dropped 27 points, 11 assists, 5 rebounds, 2 steals, and 5 threes. going 9 for 20 from the floor and 5 for 11 from deep. Another signature performance. But she didn't stop there. She also became the 4th fastest player to reach 800 career points, an insane scoring pace for someone still learning the league. And yet again, she made history among guards, tying Chelsea Gray for the 10th most double-doubles in WNBA history by a backcourt player. Clark reached that milestone in a fraction of the games. Others took years. Clark took months. This isn't hype, it's domination. And the records? They're falling fast, just like the defenders trying to stop her.
Get chance opportunity. Clark fire away and knocks down a 3.
And then right here, boy, you've grown to love watching.
Imagine a player who's not only a sharpshooter but also a maestro with the pass. Clark is exactly that. What makes her rise extraordinary isn't just scoring. It's the rare blend of elite passing and scoring versatility. She's not just good at one thing. She's brilliant at both, all at once. Starting the season with back-to-back 20-point, 10-assist games proves this isn't luck. The chilling truth? Clark is still evolving, still adapting to the league, still forging bonds with teammates. So, what unfolds when she's fully in her groove? Which records will shatter when she hits her prime? The possibilities stretch beyond imagination. Though a recent loss crushed their spirits, the Fever's upward path with Clark leading should send shockwaves through the league.
Like I said, it was just flat. We missed free throws. We missed layups. We didn't really execute. They were physical. And I think that was kind of why we didn't feel as smooth as we would have liked there.
Even after a gut-wrenching 1-point loss, the story unfolding in Indiana can't be ignored. A dynasty quietly rising. That painful defeat against Atlanta peeled back the curtain to reveal just how high this Fever squad can soar. Imagine breaking multiple records in a loss. Now imagine what happens when everything clicks perfectly. The contrast was striking. Clark's record-setting night paired with fixable flaws. Missed free throws, shaky defensive rotations, late-game mistakes. These aren't issues of talent. They're chemistry problems, and those improve with time. The question is, how soon?
I thought AB was outstanding. She battled, for 36, almost 37 minutes. And BG and Bree Jones are 2 of the best bigs in our league. I thought she did an outstanding job, and we got to learn and grow from it.
Look at the solid foundation this team's already built. Aaliyah Boston dominated with a staggering 24-point, 10-rebound double-double against Atlanta. Coach White couldn't stop praising her relentless effort battling the Dream's bigs. Kelsey Mitchell's 24 points and leadership have been the backbone this young squad needs. And Lexi Hull? She ignited the bench, sparking momentum shifts multiple times. This isn't just a team. It's a force gaining strength.
Kelsey and AB and Caitlin have played together, so they have this synergy. And really with DB and with Tosh, how we bring them into the fold, so to speak. And that's a challenge that we're looking into. We're trying to figure out. Shorter stints because it was an up and down game, right? And I felt like Kels, Caitlin, and Lexi were giving us really good stuff, on both ends of the floor. And it's tough when you feel like you're starting to get some momentum to sub. I probably should have subbed a little bit more in that second half, but like the group that was out there.
Now add in the veterans still finding their groove. Natasha Howard, Dewana Bonner, Sydney Coulson, and Brianna Turner. Sophie Cunningham remains sidelined by injury, underscoring how much growth lies ahead. Coach White's pride in their grit is clear. I'm proud of our fight and resilience. We stayed united. We stayed focused. Their ability to claw back from huge deficits reveals a core strength. As White said, "We fell behind but stayed together." That's the heart of a team destined for greatness.
It's a part of, being a professional athlete. It comes with the territory. Some nights is good and some nights is bad. Do I want us to make them? Yeah. Do they want to make them? Yeah. But I think that that's a part of the game, and we can't, hang our hats on those missed free throws. However, as a professional athlete, it's important and imperative that we do have them. So we know the importance of it.
The improvements on paper leap out. Higher scoring, better assist, rates, sharper three-point shooting. The Fever's offensive rating has surged even as team chemistry is still a work in progress. Paradoxically, this tough loss might accelerate growth more than an easy win ever could. Clark admitted, "This game gives us a chance to learn," emphasizing that bonds and communication are forming. Painful lessons like these forge deeper connections than easy victories ever will. What makes this squad dangerous is Clark's record-breaking talent fused with a collective hunger born from defeat. When these fixable flaws are corrected, and they will be, the entire WNBA should brace itself. This isn't just a bright future. This is the future. Fever. This Atlanta game revealed the Fever's destiny. 6 records shattered in a single night by Clark, Boston, and Mitchell, proving their stars on the rise. But Coach White knows the hard truth. We still have to get all 5 players in sync on both ends. That challenge is what makes this team so captivating. The talent is undeniable. Chemistry is developing. Defensive rotations will tighten. Free throws will fall. And what happens then? A championship. Fever is coming. Growing stronger with every record Clark breaks and every lesson this young team learns. The best part? It's only the beginning. Drop a comment below. Fired up for the Fever. To stand with them despite the heartbreak. Like, subscribe, and hit notifications so you never miss a moment. Click the video on screen, and we'll see you next time.